At this hour, we remain focused on Evergreen High School as we continue our coverage of the shooting. Today, students and staff returned to school to get their cars that they had to leave behind. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Sam Shocker. Tonight, 2 students remain hospitalized after being shot at their school yesterday afternoon. In the last 2 hours, the family of one of the victims, 18-year-old Matthew Silverstone, shared a picture. The family said they appreciate the community support, but added they are only focused on their loved one's recovery and respectfully request privacy.
We have live team coverage for you tonight. We are learning new details in the investigation about that timeline and who the suspect was.
Yeah, let's begin with 9 News reporter Jennifer Meckles. Jennifer, we've been talking to you, I feel like, for 24 hours straight. You are on the scene. What have you learned?
Well, guys, I think one of the biggest questions everybody always has in these situations is why, and that's something that Jefferson County investigators can't answer yet. But they are starting to get a little more information on the how this happened. They told us today that they know the shooter took the bus to school yesterday. They don't know how he procured this gun or from whom, but they said he brought a lot of ammunition with him. That he fired so many times, they said. They don't even have a count of the number of times. They say he fired throughout the school. There are 3 floors of the school. They said there's a lot of broken windows inside, bullet-ridden lockers. However, they also told us, the investigators, that a lot of lives were saved yesterday because so many students and teachers knew what to do in a lockdown. Jeffco says the shooter hit roadblock after roadblock when they could not get into rooms. We know 2 students were shot. 1 was shot inside, 1 was shot outside, and the gunman ultimately shot himself. He died from those injuries. The 2 victims are still in the hospital today. Investigators said that they've got surveillance video all throughout the school, which will help them track the movements of the shooter. They've searched his home. They tell us they've talked with his family, and they are now looking through his phone, among other things, just trying to learn more about what happened here. Jefferson County investigators tell us they still don't know the why, the motive here, but they say it looks like the goal was to hurt a lot of people.
I have to believe when you bring a gun to school and you continue to fire and reload and fire and reload, that you are on a mission. And we are grateful that he was less successful, but we're devastated that he was successful at all.
As far as trying to answer the why, a motive here, Jefferson County investigators say today, that, again, they don't really know, but one thing that they're starting to learn is they believe that the shooter was somehow radicalized. My colleague Jeremy Hohola has been spending more time today trying to better understand who this young man was. Jeremy joins me as well, live out here in Evergreen tonight, and picks up the story from there. Jeremy?
Yeah, Jennifer, you've mentioned this several times. One of the biggest questions in all of this, in cases like this, that may not be answered here is the big question: why did this happen? Why did a 16-year-old boy get access to a revolver, and why did he do this? Investigators have executed at least 3 search warrants that we know of to try and get that big answer, but there is a hint this afternoon. He may have been radicalized. There are signs that he may have been radicalized, and this is coming from the sheriff's office. Now, moving forward here, we will be minimal with how we use the image of Desmond Holly here. This is from his driver's license photo released by the sheriff's office today. This teenage boy does not have much of a footprint online that we could see or at least find. Investigators have searched his home and they have searched his high school locker. One of the most notable revelations to come out today from the sheriff's office is the fact that this boy may have been radicalized, but they will not say anything else beyond that term, which of course raises all sorts of questions like, what was this teenage boy consuming online? Who was he talking to? Which leads us to the fact investigators have also filed a search warrant for his cell phone.
It was stated to us specifically that was radicalized through an extremist network. And clearly we take that very seriously. There's obviously a lot of work that has to go into looking at his phone, looking at his social media pages, searching his room, searching his backpack. There's just searching his locker. There's a lot of places to look that we hope will just give us better information as to what he was attempting to do and maybe the why. Sometimes we never find out why.
And obviously that radicalization reference there brings up all sorts of questions. Investigators were also looking into how this teenage boy got access to this revolver. In Colorado, it is a law that people have to keep their guns secured from all people who are unauthorized to get access to a gun especially children. We've been told investigators are also looking at that legal avenue, so we'll see what happens here in the next coming weeks and months. But we've been told the suspect's parents are cooperating with investigators. Back to you.
Yeah, Jeremy, what a sobering, I mean, we think about how much our children are online, and what a sobering revelation to know that he possibly was radicalized online. That's something that we will have to unpack and learn more in later days.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jeremy Hohola, thank you.
Today, the Jeffco Sheriff set up a resource center at Bergen Meadows Elementary School. Jeffco Sheriff's Office also has investigators in there in case someone saw something, witnessed something that they haven't told officials about yet. This is for students, staff, or really anyone in that area that needs some support.
I can't encourage it enough to at least stop by, because if they're not interested in therapy and resources right now, in the next coming weeks, that very much can change. Trauma is really changing, ever changing. And so we wanted them to know that whether it's today, whether it's tomorrow, 3 weeks, 3 months, a year from now, we're all going to be here.
The center is open until 5 today, but will be open again tomorrow from 9 till 1 in the afternoon.